Ants are highly intelligent creatures, but their true limits are rarely tested. To see exactly how they adapt to the unknown, I gathered a colony of 1,000 ants and built a gauntlet of 4 custom obstacles they have never encountered before. This diagram shows Obstacle 1, a top exploration area, a deep dirt section, a fragile paper towel barrier, and a bottom cavern with live crickets. Within hours, the colony acts as an excavation machine, rapidly expanding tunnels straight toward that barrier. By the following morning, they had successfully chewed an opening directly through the paper towel layer, breaching the barrier and slowly filtering into the lower level. It only took one ant charging forward to trigger a massive chain reaction. The swarm rushed in, completely overpowering the live crickets and securing a major protein source for the colony. This first test shows that when faced with a simple physical barrier, the ants' natural programming and collective brute force easily win out, earning them a substantial food reward. Obstacle 2 requires the colony to cross an exposed, extremely narrow string bridge suspended directly over a tank of water. Lurking in that water are archerfish. These predators hunt by wading near the surface and shooting highly accurate jets of water to knock insects off branches. Within minutes, the initial wave of exploring ants met heavy casualties. Several took direct hits from the water jets, falling into the tank below where the fish quickly consumed them. For the survivors stranded in the water, a biological failsafe kicks in. Through a mechanism of collective sacrifice, they physically link their bodies together on the surface tension, locking their legs to form a living, floating raft. Up above, a lone explorer ant began navigating the underside of the string bridge, constantly at risk of sniper fire from the fish below. Despite being inches from the finish line, this single ant inexplicably turned around, walked completely backward to the start, and then repeated the entire crossing from scratch before finally reaching the target platform. While they suffered individual losses and erratic pathfinding, the colony's ability to pool their bodies into a collective water survival mechanism allowed them to outlast an active predatory threat. Obstacle 3 introduces a complex labyrinth. It consists of 4 distinct rooms, separated by an expensive, dense block of real honeycomb acting as a gate. The intended design assumed the sweet honey would lure the ants into chewing a direct path right through the barrier to access the next chamber. Instead, the ants completely bypassed the puzzle. They located microscopic, unintended gaps in the enclosure's walls and simply squeezed their way into the second room. Their shortcutting continued in the final section. Rather than facing a room full of live flies, they chewed directly into the dirt ceiling, excavating a path straight through the roof to drop directly onto the food reward. Instead of following the rules of the maze, the ants focused on the physical weaknesses of the enclosure itself. They didn't solve the puzzle as intended, they simply bypassed it by finding the shortest route to the reward. The final challenge is an extreme vertical environment. This tall tank is filled with a chaotic, ultra-thin network of hot glue strings designed to simulate a massive spiderweb. Waiting at the peak of this web is a cash prize of $10,000, a pile of fresh strawberries, and a live jumping spider guarding the way. Initially, the colony was disoriented. The artificial glue strings were so thin that the ants struggled to recognize them as a climbable surface, leaving the majority of the swarm waiting quietly at the bottom. Eventually, a lone explorer figured out the vertical climb. It navigated the treacherous strings and inched its way dangerously close to the waiting jumping spider. The standoff ended up being completely one-sided. The spider slowly tracked the approaching ant, but instead of attacking, it simply decided to take a nap directly underneath the pile of cash. From the subterranean depths to the top of the artificial web, the colony reached every reward I set out for them. In the end, they proved that their collective instinct is incredibly difficult to plan against. To celebrate the ants' victory, we are introducing 2 new Terrapels plush toys, Velora the spider, complete with attachable Velcro legs, and Gombum, the giant Pac-Man frog. If you want a chance to win these for free, click the second link in the description for the giveaway instructions over on the new Terrapels Instagram. Thank you for supporting our mission to make the coolest animal plushies in the world. I hope you learned something new about ants today. See you next time.